All right, hi you guys. This is going to be very similar to what you guys watched last time. I'm going to take a little less time, I think, doing it just because you guys learned a lot through the PowerPoint. So we're just kind of identifying here, not really explaining too much. So I'm just going to go A through I. So we're going to skip a couple things here and there and jump to different places, but bear with me. We will get through it, I promise. So I'm going to start with A. A is just the mouth. So in the notes, you guys learned a bunch of different parts of the mouth, like teeth, the soft palate, uvula, all that good stuff. I'm not going to go into detail about it because you guys talked about it or learned about it already. So that is the mouth. B is going to be the pharynx. So think about the swallowing mechanism and what the what role the pharynx plays. But that is the pharynx, and I'll try and move that over maybe. Oh, come on. So that is the pharynx. Remember, this is where the food goes before it hits the esophagus. So C is going to be the esophagus. Remember, this is just the tube or passageway to the stomach. So that's going to make D our stomach. So tons of good stuff happens in here. You guys learned about a bunch of juices, a bunch of different ways the muscles contract in order to stir up the food. So yeah, so stomach, pretty important. Digestion is starting here. Well, not starting, but starts up here, but it is continuing here. So stomach. E is going to be the small intestine. So you did learn a couple different layers to it. I'm not going to make you guys label them for now, but just keep those in mind because you will probably end up labeling them at some point. Actually, you definitely will be. So keep them in mind. Remember, the top portion is going to be that we call it the duodenum. The middle portion of it is going to be they call it the jejunum. And then the bottom part is going to be that ileum. So duodenum, jejunum, ileum. All right, so small intestine. So jumping over to F. F is going to be the large intestine. You guys might have heard colon before. So large intestine and colon are the same thing. So to tell the large intestine apart from the small intestine, it looks bigger, right? The small intestine, even though it's longer than the large intestine, the tubes are smaller. So for large intestine, we have the ascending colon, the transverse colon, and then the descending colon, and then we have the sigmoid colon right here. So remember, large intestine is also called colon. You would probably see me, actually you will see me use large intestine more than colon, but they'll be used interchangeably possibly later. So moving on to G. G is going to be the rectum. So we're about where food has left. All of our nutrients are absorbed. Food's going to exit through the rectum and then out through the anus. So that is H. So this is how we're going to excrete our food. You guys should be familiar with it. So now we've skipped a couple things. Going back, so you guys saw a couple different pictures in the PowerPoint of salivary glands. So remember, this is actually where digestion is going to start, right? So when we even smell our food, our salivary glands are kicked in, ready to go. So they will actually start secreting saliva when we see our food, or even sometimes if we think about food, if we smell food. They're getting ready to digest that food. So you'll masticate is what chewing is, and then while you're chewing, salivary glands are going to dump that saliva, and we're going to mix it up and then swallow it. J is going to be the liver, and I'm actually not going to cover the liver. I'm just going to kind of tell you it's the liver. You guys learned a little bit about it, and then next week we're going to cover the liver and the pancreas in more detail, so I am not worried about it. So there's the liver. And then finally, K, this little guy right here, is the gallbladder. You guys learned that it dumps bile into the small intestine. Can I spell it? So that guy's pretty important, even though he's teeny. But you guys did learn pretty much what I want you guys to know for that. All right, so this is your diagram, and that is it.